Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for Biafrans. That reality is understood. Nnamdi Kanu cannot be separated from IPOB. The United States has encouraged Nigerian authorities to bring clarity and resolution to this case because prolonged detention tied to separatist agitation carries broader implications for governance and stability. Through engagement with President Bola Tinubu and attention to the judicial process under Justice Omotosho, our message has been consistent. Lawful processes must be timely, transparent, and seen to be fair. Once again, I urge President Tinubu and Justice Omotosho to his release. God bless United. God bless Nigeria.
Something unprecedented is happening. The most powerful man on the planet is now pointing his finger directly at Abuja. Donald J. Trump, 47th President of the United States, has entered the Nnamdi Kanu conversation, and the Nigerian government is suddenly very, very quiet. Today, we are breaking down exactly what Trump said, what it means for Kanu's freedom, and why Tinubu's government should be shaking right now. This is the story Nigerian television refuses to tell you. Let us go back to October 31, 2025. While children in America were collecting Halloween candy, Donald Trump was dropping something far more explosive. He declared publicly that the United States was prepared to act, and when Trump says prepared to act, history tells us he is not joking. He threatened to cut foreign aid and take military-level diplomatic action against Nigeria if the government continued to allow the killing of Christians and Igbo people in the southeast. Nigeria receives billions in American assistance every single year. Suddenly, that money had a condition attached to it. Then Nnamdi Kanu, writing from his solitary cell at the Department of State Services in Abuja, sent a 4-page letter directly to President Trump through the American embassy. He called Trump's statement a ray of hope for millions abandoned by the world. He asked for sanctions. He asked for a congressional inquiry. He asked for a referendum on self-determination. And he reminded Trump that the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention had already declared his imprisonment arbitrary, unlawful, and politically motivated. That letter lit a fuse. Now imagine, just for a moment, that Trump responded, that he looked at what Kanu sent, looked at the evidence on his desk, and decided to speak. This is what that speech would sound like. Let me be very direct, because that is what I do. I do not play games. The Nigerian government has been holding a man in a dungeon for over 4 years. 4 years, no bail, no fair trial, solitary confinement, and they call themselves a democracy. Incredible. The Court of Appeal in Nigeria, their own court, discharged and acquitted this man in 2022. They said the case was over. And what did the Nigerian government do? They kept him locked up anyway. They ignored their own courts. Can you imagine? That cannot happen. That will not happen on my watch. I redesignated Nigeria as a country of particular concern because what is happening to Christians and Igbo people in the southeast is not acceptable. Over 1,800 people killed between 2021 and 2023, according to Amnesty International. Mass grave, enforced disappearances. Nigerian military forces linked to many of these killings. We have the reports. We have the evidence. This is not a rumor. Nnamdi Kanu wrote to me directly, and I read every word of that letter. He said one tweet, one sanction, one inquiry could save millions. He is right. America does not look away when people suffer. That is not who we are. We are the strongest nation in the world, and we use that strength. So here is what I am telling President Tinubu today. Release Nnamdi Kanu. Release him now, not tomorrow, not after the next court sitting. Now, because if you do not, the financial relationship between our two countries will look very different very quickly. We give Nigeria enormous sums of money every single year. Enormous. That money comes with expectations, freedom, rule of law, basic human rights. You do not collect American dollars while you run a political prison for a man your own court set free. I want an independent inquiry into what is happening in eastern Nigeria, supervised, with full access to those mass grave, those military logs, and those survivor testimonies. The world deserves the truth, and the Igbo people deserve the same right to determine their future that every people on this earth deserves. Let me be absolutely clear about something. The United States has never designated IPOB as a terrorist organization. Nigeria made that decision. Abuja made that call. Washington did not. There is a reason for that, and everyone sitting in that government in Nigeria knows exactly what that reason is. Nnamdi Kanu is a political prisoner. History is watching, I am watching, and America acts. Now understand what is already verified, completely separate from that dramatization. Trump's October 31 declaration is real. Kanu's letter to the American embassy is real. The UN Working Group findings are real. Amnesty International's documentation of over 1,800 deaths across the Southeast is real. And the fact that America has never placed IPOB on its terrorism list, while Nigeria has, is a legal and diplomatic reality that Abuja cannot escape. The Nigerian government has bet everything on silence, on delay, on legal gymnastics, on hoping the world forgets that Nnamdi Kanu is still breathing recycled air in a DSS facility. But the world is not forgetting. American lawmakers are not forgetting. And with Trump back in the White House, openly willing to weaponize aid and sanctions against governments he sees as hostile to Christian communities, the Tinubu administration is now in an extraordinarily exposed position. This is not simply one man's legal battle anymore. What we are watching unfold is the collision of African self-determination, American foreign policy, Christian identity politics, and the fundamental question of whether any African government can continue to defy international law while collecting Western money with a straight face. Nnamdi Kanu told Trump, "You have the power to stop a second Rwanda in Africa." Whether Trump acts on those words in full or not, the letter has already accomplished something remarkable. It placed Kanu's name directly on the desk of the most powerful and most talked-about man on the planet. If you are watching from the diaspora, share this video. If you are watching from inside Nigeria, share this video. Because the only thing more powerful than one man writing to the American president from a prison cell is millions of people making sure the whole world hears what he said. Like, subscribe, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Is Trump about to change everything for Nnamdi Kanu? Let the people speak.